Hey, welcome to the workout. My name is Joshua, this is Danny, and we'll be going through our foundations program, the very first of the foundations, Lifting Weights 101.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so what you're gonna need today is body weight for some. Have your weights close by. I'll give you some cues as we go. If you have any music, hit that playlist now. We'll be keeping it music free so you can hear me talk and also get a little groove in the background for you. Cool? So we've got a 5-minute dynamic warm-up and then we're gonna get into our workout. So let's just go ahead and get started with the warm-up and we'll go from there. Okay?
Yeah.
Do your best to keep pace with us. If you need to, you can go a little bit slower or even pause the video to go at your own pace. Okay? All right. We're gonna start off with some body weight squats today. We've got about 5 minutes of movement. Let's start off with some body weight squats. So we're just getting some body weight squats and we're gonna go a little bit more into the squat as far as the form and whatnot during the workout. But just make sure, keep going, Danny. Make sure your feet are roughly shoulder width apart, heels roughly shoulder width apart. Toes can be forward or turned out. And we just want, right now, we just wanna work on not letting the knees collapse. So think about driving your knees out as you pull down into your squat. Like I said, we'll go a bit more detailed into form. We're gonna get a lot of form coaching through this program. That's what we do, is make sure the form is dialed in. Let's go 3 more. So that we're building strength with good form. All right, let's take it down nice and slow. And we're gonna wiggle around down here, kind of moving the ankles back and forth. I'm gonna take my hands together, pressing the knees outwards with the elbows and still wiggle around those ankles a little bit. If you're up here, that's fine. Maybe you're not that flexible. If you can get ass to grass, do that. Ooh, good. Let's go fingers under toes. Take your hips up, drop your head. Oh. Let's come back down into your squat. We're gonna lift the hands overhead and then stand. Let's do that again, okay? Drop into your squat. Hips up, head down. Oh, back into your squat. Hands up, stand up. Let's go 3 more of those. Squat it, stretch it. Squat it, hands up, stand up. 2 more. Squat, stretch, squat, hands up, stand up. Last one. Oh, those legs are getting a little warm there, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good. From there, you can go hands right out. Yeah, I'm going to face you so I don't take you out. We're going hands out to the side, little circles forward. So if you can see her shoulder blades, she's squeezing her shoulders back and together, not just doing this, okay? Little circles turn to medium circles. Take them a little bit bigger. Still squeezing those shoulder blades. Let's get some air going. Medium circles turn to large circles. And then large circles, ooh, take them as big as you can. Get some airflow going. And your last one, let's dive it. Ooh, straight for the toes. Give it a little wiggle, maybe a little twerk. I don't know how you feeling today, but let's roll it back up and go back the other way. Little circles back. It is okay to laugh during your workouts. Does not have to be super serious. The fitness, doesn't have to be all that. Little circles turn to medium circles. Yes, I know I'm ridiculous. I understand that. That's okay. Ridiculous. Medium circles turn to large circles. Ooh. And large circles, ooh, turn extra large, as big as they'll go. Ooh. Good. A little swimmer stretch. Just kind of pat yourself on the back. Good, good, good. Now let's go into a lunge. A lunge is simply a step back and then you drop your back knee. We're gonna bring it back up. Other leg, step back, drop your back knee. Great. Let's add some shoulder action in that. As we step back, we're gonna sweep the arms up. Now as I'm going, notice my rib cage. This is what I'm not doing. Stay tight here, just like you're bracing for a punch, so you're nice and tight. And then we're getting the movement through the shoulders and not just through the spine, okay? On your next one, let's go hands together and take a bend, ooh, over towards your front knee. Trying to squeeze the side of your head with your arms. Oh. If at any point this lunge bothers your knee, only go this low. If getting this low hurts, don't go that low. Let's go 1 more. Oh, good. Let's go ahead and step it to the back of the mat. From here, we're gonna take a big sweep up, reaching down for the floor. Oh. Let's walk our bodies out into a plank position. From there, just lower down, squeezing your shoulders, lowering your body to the floor. You can either push up or roll your body up, and then let's walk it back and stand. Let's do a couple more, okay? From here, my wrist is a little spicy, so I'm gonna go on my knuckles. And again, you can just lower down and roll up. And then, as you can see, I'm just walking myself back up on my knuckles. I sprained my wrist a couple weeks ago doing some ice skating. And so, I wanna keep that wrist at neutral. We'll go over that a little bit more in the push-ups as well. We've got 2 more to go. Oh, last one. I'm gonna fix my mic here. My mic came a little loose. Good? Yeah. Watch her. Great, cool. That's our warm up. Let's get into our first exercise. Okay, the beginning of our workout. We're gonna do some squatting, we're gonna do some pushing, and we're gonna do some something else, some lifting. Yeah, I'd forgotten for a sec, but we're gonna do some lifting. So go ahead and grab whatever weight would be appropriate for you. We're gonna go into a goblet squat. So you're gonna hold your weight just like, like you're drinking out of a goblet, but we're holding it right here, okay? We're gonna start off with our feet shoulder width apart, and let's go ahead and drop into the squat. I'll give you some cues as we go. We are going for 20. Are you good counting to 20? Counting. Danny's counting to 20. Ready? Let's go. 5 down, keep going. So that noise I was making, we're bracing before we drop into our squat. If you don't know about bracing, watch the video on bracing, okay? Notice Danny is pulling down into the squat. You wanna stay tight here so as not to arch through your lower back. This pins up your lower back, we don't want that. We also don't want the valgus knee. Danny's knees are driving out. Feet are gripping the floor, not on the sides of the feet. Feet are gripping the floor, pulling the knees out as she pulls down into the squat. On your way back up, think about squeezing from here. 20! Perfect. Go ahead and set that down. I was saying think about squeezing from here rather than just pushing from the quads. Let's go ahead and drop into a push-up. So you're gonna set your weight to the side, and we're gonna go to a push-up position. Again, I'm gonna modify for anyone with spicy wrists. I'm gonna go on my knuckles. You can also modify by putting your hands onto dumbbells. Okay? So starting off, we're gonna go into a full push-up. Danny's gonna start off with the full version. I'm gonna start off with the modified version. Ready? Let's go. So the modified version is just lowering down and rolling the body back up. As I'm lowering, I'm pulling my body to the floor and then just rolling back up and resetting. There's 2 parts of a contraction, a concentric or shortening, and an eccentric, a lengthening. As we're lowering down, that's the eccentric portion. That can build a ton of strength if you don't have the strength to come back up yet. So if you notice, Danny's legs are locked. She's nice and tight here at the core. Shoulder blades are pulling back and down and away from her ears. Now she's burned out there. She's done as many push-ups as she can from the toes. She's immediately going in, taking it down a level into the eccentric push-up. Now, if that's gotten to be where you're just like, boom, I'm falling to the floor, feel free to go knee push-up. If that's even too tough, we can start off here with the bowing push-up. This is a beginner's program, so we have people of all different strengths. 20, perfect. And we're doing this another round, so don't worry if you missed it. This is also a bowing push-up. We'll go through those. We're doing everything twice, so don't worry. There's more. Next up is upright rows. So you're gonna grab 2 weights. We're coming back to our feet. I'm gonna borrow this 20 from you. Okay. From here, the upright row, we're working medial deltoid, or the outside of your deltoid or shoulder. So we're just gonna be pulling these weights straight up the body. So my elbow is coming straight out to the side, not this. We don't want that. And don't make that noise. It's weird. From there, so we're gonna pull straight up. When you get to the top, to keep your shoulder from pushing forward like this, give me a little kick back. So it's up and a squeeze of the shoulder blades. Just up and a little squeeze at the top, okay? All right, ready?
Yep.
Set, let's go. Up and back, up and back. Now, if you're finding that little squeeze back can be a little wonky for some people, if you're like, what are we doing here? Start off just up and down here, okay? Notice my arms aren't going away from the body, they're going straight up and down. So that she's pulling straight up her body. I can stand awkwardly close to her and she's fine. And she's not gonna hit me with those weights because she's moving those in a vertical pattern. Elbows are coming up and out, and then she's getting a little squeeze here at the top. When we pull straight up with this position, 20, perfect. Set them down, take a break. Those are 15s, those are heavy. Nice work. Oh yeah. What we don't want is the shoulder, the humerus, the upper arm bone pushing into the rotator cuff. So we add a little bit of squeeze back there at the top in order to keep that from happening, okay? So far so good?
So far so good.
Let's do some core,
Yeah.
okay? We're gonna get into a plank next. So we'll start off with planking. Danny, you can go from the hands, I'll go from the elbows. In your plank, lock your legs, squeeze your butt, roll your rib cage down, and your shoulders pulled back and down away from your ears. Thinking about connecting your shoulder all the way down to your heel, squeezing your lats, okay? All right, let's do it. We're gonna get into a plank. Danny's going from the hands, I'm going from the elbows. Ready, set, let's go. We've got 30 seconds here. Now I want you squeezing everything as hard as you can. We call this a hard style plank. My elbows are digging in towards my feet. I'm squeezing my butt, squeezing my legs. Maximal effort in this position. Yeah, you can just hang out here like, that's not a frickin' plank. Hold on, squeeze everything. If you're on your elbows, go palms up, driving the thumbs out, holding, squeezing, and we're gonna approximate 30 seconds here because I lost track of it. I got a timer over there, but we're going about 30 seconds. Hang in there for 3, 2, 1, and rest. Not bad, not bad.
All right.
If that was bad, if you're like, dude, I lasted like 5 seconds, next time, again, we're about to redo that right now. The knee plank is another option, okay? And when I say we're gonna redo that right now, we're gonna do all 4 of those exercises again. Cool? Let's load up that squat again. Here's your 20-pound back. I was like, Danny, pick a lightweight. She's like, nah, son, I'm going heavy. We gotta show the people what it do. Okay.
Exactly how I said it.
Let's go ahead and load it up. Ready, set, let's get into it. Five down, keep going. When you're going into a squat, the muscles you engage first are gonna be the dominant muscle group. So what I want you to do is when you go into your squat, make sure your hips are the first thing to engage compared to that, okay? So load the hips, then pull towards the floor, all right? Knees going over the toes? Yes. It's a common overcorrection by coaches. Keep your knees behind your toes. It's bullshit. It's not right. The knees are supposed to go over the toes just slightly. What we don't want, 20, rest. What we don't want is your weight going into your toes. We want the weight from the heel to midfoot, okay? We got more squats, don't worry, okay? We're going back into our push-ups. So back into your push-up position. Again, if you burned out the last time, feel free to start with a modified version. Here's another version of the push-up that we can do. Danny, would you mind demonstrating? And demonstrating means we're gonna get going. So get into your push-up position. Ready, set, let's go. We're dropping into the push-up, pulling all the way down, pressing back up. Danny's using an elevated surface. If you have a chair, a couch, a bench is great. She's gonna do as many push-ups as she can from there. Now from there, she can also modify, like when she gets burned out. And our goal, you're gonna be doing a ton of push-ups during this program, okay? You're gonna be doing a ton of push-ups. This is supposed to be really hard. You're not supposed to be able to start off with 20. They're very tough, but we're gonna build them as we go. So do as many as you can from your toes. Hopefully the next time we do push-ups, maybe you can do one more, okay? By next week, you should at least be able to do one more, okay? So no matter where you're at, again, even if you're here, we're still building some strength. No matter where you're at, if you're challenging your body, 20. If you're challenging your body, you're doing enough. That's what we're here to do. Doesn't matter what anybody next to you is doing. Everyone's on a different path in their strength journey. You just got to go where you at. Stay in your lane. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, we're going back to those upright rows. Cool?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do
You want the 12s? Yeah, I was about to say, you grabbed those 15s. You was real bold last time. She grabbed the 15s. I was like, okay. I said, okay. Get your 15s, girl. You're going to get swole on them. All righty. Ready? Set. Let's go. So ideally, you're matching pace with us, right? Sometimes you're going to go a little bit slower. Don't stop just because we stop. Count your 20, okay? If you're like, I don't like counting, Josh. Okay, fair. I know, there's some people are like, dude, I can't count and move. Fair. Keep up with Danny. I'm doing more jabbering than I am lifting. But count your reps on this. So notice, we're not letting these weights fall, right? Up, that nice slow eccentric. Now, if any of these exercises are feeling too easy for you, you need more weight. 20. Take a break. This workout is very basic, but basics are good. Basics can be very effective, but if you're going too light, it's just going to be an easy workout, okay? So, challenge yourself. Let's get back into our plank. We want to challenge yourself with, here's what you can do. We wanted to challenge just above what you can comfortably do, okay? All right, back into our plank from the elbows or from the hands, either one. Ready, set, let's go. We're locking it in. Everything is tight and taut. You're squeezing your abs. When I'm in this plank, I'm really rolling my rib cage down and squeezing from here. My elbows are digging in. They don't move because I'm locked into the floor, but I'm digging my elbows in. My quads are nice and firm. The hips are nice and firm. If I shove Danny, she's not going anywhere because she's strong. No. Hanging in there for 3, 2, 1, and rest. Beautiful. We're done with our first set of stuff. We're just doing 2 sets of 20. Then we're going to move on to the second set. Grab a drink of water if you need it. We're going to set up and get into some overhead presses. Cool? Cool. So we did some horizontal pushing. Let's do some vertical pushing, okay? So grab some weights. Danny's going with some 8s? 8s? Cool. Yeah, grab some weights. These are going to get tiring real quick. Okay, go ahead and pick up your weights. Remember your plank. Get into a standing plank. Think of yourself as a powerful oak, not a little wispy willow, right? If you're pushing overhead, we don't want that. Get into a powerful stance here. Weights, this is called front rack position. Elbows are pulled down and in. If I were to come here and try to pull her arms away, I can't because she's locked in here. Fists are facing forward. Ready? We're going to start pressing. Let's go. My butt is squeezed, stabilizing my pelvis. My abs are tight, keeping the rib cage from flaring. Now, if you have stiff shoulders, your body's going to want to do this. Oh, your ribs flare open. Do your best to roll your rib cage down and squeeze your butt, okay? Now, as she's coming down, she's not just willy-nilly dropping the weights. Just like if she were doing a pull-up, she's using her lats to help stabilize the shoulder and pull these back into position. So there's effort going up. Can you give a little effort going down? Pull, push, pull, push, pull. Yes, back and forth right there. Stay tight. If I were going to come by and 20, she would be braced for a punch if I were to come by and tap her there. So wonderful work. Next up, we're going to hit the floor and go into a glute bridge. So if you're very beginner, if it's your very first time, you may want to do 30 of these. We're going to start off today with the single leg glute bridge. These get spicier than hell. So often what I see is people doing single leg glute bridges, doing this. Why I don't want that is the same thing with the presses, the rib cage flare. So what I'd like you to do is grab your knee. If you notice what it does to my pelvis, it tips my pelvis under. disengages the lower back, and this is all hamstrings and butt. So we're gonna hug one knee to the chest, keep your foot firmly planted, and let's go for 15. Pressing up and down, up and down. When you get to the top, I want a little bit of a hold and down, hold and down. When you get down, as soon as you hit that floor, right back up, like the floor is hot lava. You're touching the floor and taking it right back up. So we're not coming down resting and then squeezing back up. We're keeping that engagement. Danny's over there counting to 15. When she hits 15, we will switch legs. I haven't been counting because I've been talking.
15.
Great, let's switch legs. Other leg, ready, set, let's go. Now for me, if you notice, I'm not moving very much because my hips are very tight. I'm working on it. But this doesn't allow me to get super high. But you know what? I don't care because my hamstring and glute are working to their maximum capacity. I feel them. And this exercise does get a little crampy sometimes. So don't worry. If you're cramping up, just shake it out. Or if these are getting too tough again, just return to here, to the two-legged bridge. Now as we're pressing, she's not pressing through her toes. She's pressing midfoot to heel. Same thing as when we squat, lunge, we want the weight midfoot to heel. That's it?
That's it.
Cut it, that's 15, okay? Let's come back up. We're gonna get you back up. We're going to a bent row. Now we're gonna go, excuse me, are we doing a 2-arm row? We're doing single arm row. Okay. So you're gonna grab one single weight. This weight should be a little bit heavier than your overhead press because you're a little bit stronger in this motion. Well, you're a lot stronger in this motion than you are in this motion, okay? So the body posture we wanna go for is we're gonna get into this lunge position. Now for better balance, I'm gonna turn my back foot perpendicular to my front, much more balanced here. This front arm is gonna rest on my leg, and if I had headlights on my shoulders, both shoulders are facing downwards, okay? From there, keep your shoulder blade packed, and we're driving the hand and the elbow back towards the hip. So it's a little bit of a diagonal pattern rather than straight up and down like this. So we're pulling back here, like so. We've got 20 per side. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Go ahead and get into position. Square the shoulders with the floor. Let's rock and roll. Hup. Hip. Same as with that bridge. When you get to the top, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And on the way down, nice controlled lowering. We don't want dropping. We don't want this, okay? Notice our bodies aren't moving around as well. We're still in a plank. Everything is tight. We're stable with a mobile shoulder and elbow. A lot of lifting is a combination of stability at the midline and mobility around the extremities. So she's very stable. She's not moving. See? I can rest here. It's 20 because she's solid. Her whole body is hot, tight, and this arm is moving. Let's go other side. Ready? Set. Let's go. Now what we're looking for in muscle engagement, obviously her biceps working because we're shortening the angle at the elbow, but she's pulling her shoulder blade in towards the spine and also down towards here. So from the back, she's looking like that, just driving that elbow straight back up and in and squeezing the muscles all around their shoulder blades. We're targeting the lats here, rhomboids, middle traps, lower traps, a little bit of upper traps, but not too much upper trap. Something to be aware of, don't let your shoulder creep up by your ear. Your upper traps, these things up here, they want to take over. 20! Finish your 20. But these, they want to take over. Don't let them. Turn them off, pull them down. If you need to even go lower in weight, you're like, well, I can do heavier weight up here. Yeah, because you got these muscles cheating. Shoulders back and down and just pull straight in. Cool? All right, bro. You ready for some, I don't even know what that was. I don't know. Okay. We're gonna go into some dead bugs. I was like, all right, bruh, chill, bruh, chill. I don't know. Don't ask me. So, dead bugs? Okay, I'll give you the foam roller. Now, the dead bug, I'll show it to you real quick, then we'll go do it. We're gonna start off scooping the body in. So we're thinking about kind of lifting from the hips and rolling the rib cage down. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this hand and push this leg down. Other arm comes overhead. And then we bring them back to the middle And you can slap your leg. You don't have to. It basically looks like this, but it helps me go, which leg am I doing? The one I can slap. Whew. Your goal here is to not let the lower back arch. Stay scooped in, roll your rib cage down like I've been saying all day, and go back and forth. If it's too much on your neck, you can rest your neck as long as your lower back is not arching. Okay? Pro tip, have something in between your hands and knees to squeeze while you go. Okay, ready? Let's got 30 seconds. Set, let's go. So I'm gonna do this without. Danny's doing it with the foam roller. Now she's working on squeezing that foam roller as hard as she can. When you do that, you're having to press into the roller and it's really engaging through the abdominals. Now my neck is getting tired, so I'm gonna rest my head, but I'm still thinking, like if you come by and try to put any like your hand underneath my low back or Danny's low back, I can't put it under there because she's staying rounded in. And rest. Take a break. Let's run it back, y'all. Let's run it back. We're gonna do everything one more time.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We're almost done. We're in the home stretch.
Cool.
Okay? We're going back to, what did we start with? Strict presses. Thank you. Okay. I am glad her memory is better than mine. So we're going back to the overhead press. Boom. Remember, planking. Planking from the plank to the standing plank. It's the same body posture. Sound good? Ready? Get your feet set, lock in. Bring it up to front rack position, squeezing your shoulder blades back. Let's press. I may actually do a set with you, Danny, like a full set and not be a slacker. I use my coaching. Oh yeah, I need to coach real quick. Low key, we be getting tired. Like when your coach is like, here, let me explain this. It's usually because we're tired. I'm pulling back the, I hope you're counting still. Oh yeah, good. She's counting for y'all. Pulling back the shroud though, the mystery. So especially as this gets heavier, I really want to let go and arch the back, but don't let it stay hollowed out. Keep your plank. 20. Beautiful. Oh. That'll do it. Okay, from there we're back down to the single leg glute bridge. Hug one knee in, ready, set, let's go. Tap, squeeze. When I get to the top, I'm like 1001, tap, 1000, tap. I think this was 1005. Yep. Really get that squeeze as hard as you can. It's like you're pressing a super hard weight. This is the beginning path to the thickness. Buns and thighs. But no, strong glutes help support. 15. Oh, switch legs. Ready, set, let's go. Strong glutes. Sure, they look great, but they're also great for keeping knees and lower backs strong. Oftentimes our lower backs and knees take on a lot of load over the years because our glutes, we just don't train them. So having strong glutes and hamstrings can help make you healthier. 15, beautiful. Let's come back to a standing. Josh, why are we getting up and down and up and down? Because it's fitness. We're moving, that's why. Get your ass down, get your ass right back up. We're going single arm rows. Ready? Woo! Drop it in. Let's roll. We're just driving that elbow back again. If you had headlights on your shoulders, they're facing straight down. Now, if you do want a little bit more of a challenge here, feel free to take your arm off here. I'm having to engage my core a little bit more, or resting here is just fine. Again, squeezing from there. Like when I'm doing rows, I'm really thinking about just kind of everything from the elbow down is just kind of dangling there. 20. Shake it out. Let's do the other side. So I'm really thinking, get in here, and I'm just pulling this straight up and back, so working from the middle. And I say that because a lot of times we really focus on our hand and we'll, curling up there. We're just hanging on here, squeezing back, using these big muscles back here rather than the little muscles up in the forearm, right? Use those big muscles. Use those big muscles. Okay, we're almost there. Good? Again, I'm not lifting, I'm just scared screwing around. 15, we got 5 to go. Good, good. And rest it. Beautiful. Okay, last one. Let's get these dead bugs in. You are almost to the end of your first workout. Good. Danny's gonna go with the foam roller again. If you don't have one of those, grab a pillow. Works just fine. Ready? Let's go. Oy. Now I try to keep my palm open when I'm doing it with a pillow, just because I can grab it and then I don't have to press into it, right? But when I have my palm open, I'm having to use my muscles to hold this thing in place. We've got 10 seconds to go, y'all. Hang in there. For 3, 2, 1, and rest. Let's get a little stretch in, and then we'll head on to the rest of our day. Okay, let's come up to a hands and knees position. We're gonna do a few cat and cows. What we're gonna do here, we're going to spread the shoulder blades apart, tuck your chin, and then tuck your tail up and under. If you had a tail, tuck it between your legs. Then from there, we're gonna start at the tailbone, like a happy cat, when you pet a cat and they're like, broop, and their tail pops up, right? Broop. Yes. Shoulder blades squeeze together, head comes up. And then we switch it, tuck your tail, rounding through the back, spreading the shoulder blades, tucking your chin, and then happy cat, broop. Shoulders back, head up. Keep going. You can do that. Yeah. If it gets you in the mood, yeah, it gets you in the spirit of it. Good, let's do one more. Tuck it under. Great. Let's step one foot up. And the other leg, we're just gonna kind of hang it back here, okay? If you have kind of sensitive knees and the floor is too hard, double up your mat. Let's just hang out here for a sec. Nice deep breaths. Let's go ahead, the elbow closest to your front leg. Let's go ahead and drop that in. If you have the mobility to, you can drop all the way in, but that's a little excessive. You can hang out here. Now we went through the basics: horizontal push, horizontal pull, vertical press, vertical pull, squatting, and the glute bridges are a hinging motion. And then we worked dead bugs and planking to help work on stabilizing the core. Let's go ahead and switch sides. And actually, let's do a down dog while we switch. So we're gonna step back to a plank and then push your armpits towards the floor while your heels push towards the floor. Whew. And let's come back to our plank and step your other foot up. So we're going through these fundamental movements and we're gonna dial them in. Everything that we do in the gym is gonna be based off of these fundamental movements, okay? The only thing we're missing is vertical pulling, but we don't have pull-up bars, and you may not at home. Plus they're dirty difficult, but we'll work on that. We're gonna drop it in. So we're just gonna build a very strong foundation through these movements, okay? If you haven't watched the intro videos on how to do each of the primary movements, go back and watch those. They're gonna be very useful for everything that we do going forward. You ready to go up?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and do down dog again. And if this was difficult for you, good. That's how we get growth, is we challenge ourselves to be uncomfortable. Let's go ahead and take a seat. If you're having severe joint pain, anything really pinchy, stabby, let's go ahead and take a big sweep up and down. Find a good physical therapist and see what's going on, okay? There's no growth in comfort. It's strategic discomfort over an extended period of time. Consistency is what's gonna get you the furthest. Be consistent. This is day 1. We got 6 days this week of workouts. Just show up. We'll do the rest. We'll lead you through it. Just show up. Okay? Let's take them out wide. We'll do one more. I'll turn this way. Yep. And then, ooh, nice pop. We're gonna slide down, give it a big reach. Okay, really? I'll just, yeah, okay.
You know I used to do gymnastics.
Yeah. And then drop your chest towards the floor. Oh, and then let's go to the other side. Nice side bend. Oh. Yeah, I'll do the basic version. She can do the advanced.
How was your yoga?
There you go. And let's drop it. Oh, down towards the floor. Oh. Oh. Beautiful. That is it for the day. Thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow. Deuces.